So what I'm hopeful to do is we carve out this time to invest it ourselves. We may not solve all of the puzzle, but you'll walk away with some maybe different thoughts or viewpoints or angles on how to maybe tackle some of these issues. Because there, as you could hear, there's not a one-size-fits-all. It's all very different. There's a common theme or thread, but everybody's got their own unique experiences, their uniqueness of their environments they're in, family, things like that. And so, however, you might get some tidbits of things coming out of here that will be takeaways to help you kind of get moving in a direction. So, with that said, a couple of more guidelines. I'm not a rules guy, but thank you, Ann, for technology. Either turn it off or put away. And we'll be talking about that later, because that doesn't impact anything, right? But also, too, think of this as some time to invest in yourself and a working session. Let's get some takeaways here, one or two things. My fear as a speaker is that I turn into a 1 hour or 1 day seminar and then everyone moves on to life afterwards. And so if we could take time afterwards to pause, reflect, and then act intentionally on one or two things, our time spent together will be beneficial. And so while we did introductions, I thought I would add a little more color to my background. So Ann introduced me here, and so why this guy who's been in construction a long, long, long time is going to talk to us about time management. And what can he bring to the table? And so as we reflect on ourselves today, I'm going to begin with, there are a handful of psychological white papers that you can go on the internet. And what most of them will tell you, and this could relate to you, is that we are who we are by age 7. Certainly experiences along the way kind of shape and can continue to mold, but the essence of who we are is really developed at age 7. So if you go back to age 7, everyone there? All right, I'm going to give you a quick timeline here. So at age 7, you now have some strengths that are emerging, some giftedness, some things you're passionate about, and you start to dream. I started to dream at age 7 to be a guardian angel. I also, to keep my parents on their toes, my other dream was to become a professional wrestler. I wanted to jump off the top ropes. And so you would say, okay, where's he going with this? Guardian angel, helping people. I wouldn't call myself in entertainment, but maybe the physical activity and the premise of entertainment was kind of brewing there. And so I fast forward to age 11. Everybody remember at age 11 thinking, boy, what do I want to be when I grow up? And now the entrepreneurial spirit starts to kick in. You start to see kids in the neighborhood selling lemonade or things like that, making their first buck. Well, at around age 11, I had the same idea, except I was going to differentiate. I was going to sell Kool-Aid. Yeah, flavors. For $1 a cup. And this was my chance to interact with people and have impact and all those other things. And I found after 1 hour, I was done doing it. Yep, I sold Kool-Aid. Yep, I added value, sometimes 2 cups. But the people came and then they went. I was on 16th Street in Milwaukee, one of the busiest streets in my neighborhood, and I had a lot of traffic, but it was transactions. People said hello, they got what they needed, and they went on, and it wasn't fulfilling. And so my dad asked how that all went, and I explained to him it wasn't it, but in a couple days I'll come up with something. I got to do something else. And so I decided 2 days later to start writing posters. And on those posters was a notice to the kids in the neighborhood that I would be holding training camps for baseball and football. And training camps would have all this curriculum on how to develop your skill set and things like that. And in a week I had about 10 kids in the neighborhood who had signed up for $1. I should have been smarter, for $1. However, back then, you either made organized teams or you didn't. It wasn't everybody gets on the team. And so there were a lot of kids disappointed and kind of not fitting in and not maybe with the skill set developed. And so to me, that was a way to get them to contribute and maybe spend time on helping develop their skill sets. So I did that for the summer. I was off of school. And what was kind of cool is each day you saw impact in little incremental degrees that they were getting better skill set. And so by midsummer, I wanted to call some of those organized teams and say, would you scrimmage us? Which they eventually did. And you know, we got our butts kicked in early, but by the end of summer, we were competitive. And it was one of the most coolest feelings I've ever had, is to see kids with hope, with skill development, and feeling like a part of a team and contributing. That kind of went with me for quite some time. And so this guardian angel kind of approach was kicking in full speed at age 11. By the time I got to my teen years, I was enamored with wanting to be an architect. I would be watching TV with my family in the living room, laying on the floor, and I'd have the home magazine there and paper, and I would be drawing homes because I thought it would be cool to build those homes because that's where families resided. And so I went to Milwaukee Tech and Trade School and majored in architecture. It was one of the first vocational schools in Wisconsin back then, and back then is back then. A little bit old. And then I found myself in construction. That's how I kind of entered construction. So fast forward the last 20 years for Ahern, I was in the fire protection division, starting up new offices in new markets, just like I did at age 11. I didn't go post signs on the trees or the telephone poles, but I had to go recruit my teams. I had to find the people. Once I found them, I had to coach them up. Once I coached them up, teach them to be managers. Once they were managers, teach them to be leaders. And that was very, very fulfilling to me. Very, very fulfilling. And so as we work through this morning, and what this means to you, is as you're sorting out where to spend your time, I'm not so sure we'll solve all the concerns you had when we went around the room. However, it's relieved when you're spending time on things you're passionate about and what you were meant to be in the beginning. And so that's why I circle back here for you to kind of reflect on your own lives. Because at age 53, this past February, I decided to open my own business, entrepreneurial, but centered around helping others. I've spent my years building my career, and it's really escalated. It's been a dream come true. I would have never dreamed it all would have unfolded, but now I'm more interested in helping others build their careers, sort through their personal lives and families, and helping people add value to other people. And so at 53, you're hearing some of the same things at age 7, 11, and all that. Ooh, I see a lot of thinking there.